These 6 setups were used by the pro player Henry to win the Madden 24 MCS Ultimate Kickoff Tournament, bringing his total career earnings to over $800,000 and giving him 6 belts to his name. So today we're going to take a deep dive into all 6 of his setups out of the Philadelphia Eagles playbook to understand exactly how he took down some of the most dominant pro Madden players in the world. And along the way, we'll also go over the 3 key concepts that defined Henry's historic tournament run so that we can all learn from them and maybe one day taste a little bit of Madden greatness as well. In the quarterfinals, Henry took on former belt winner Dubby, and he actually found himself down early on after a D-line pick 6 gave Dubby a 14-0 lead. Needing to answer with points of his own, on his following drive, Henry turned to setup number 1. The play is Y trail in the formation gun bunch strong nasty, and his adjustments were to put the middle bunch receiver on a drag, put the outside bunch receiver on a flat route, and put the running back on a wheel route. With man-beating routes all over the field, this setup was the perfect counter to the cover 0 defense that W was in on every play. After the snap, the solo receiver on the post completely torched the cornerback to the inside, and Henry was able to waltz into the end zone to cut W's lead to 7. This setup was so effective for Henry that he kept going back to it over and over again all game long, and W's man coverage never had a chance. Now, Henry's near-perfect passing throughout the tournament was made even better by a simple but often overlooked game mechanic, and that brings us to key concept number 1, which is free-form passing. If you want to throw a ball with pinpoint accuracy, then hold the left trigger or L2 to activate freeform passing, which allows you to place the ball beyond the shaded ellipse, which defines the area where you can pass lead the ball to a receiver with just a normal pass lead. This is especially important in Madden 24 for leading the ball away from a defender in man coverage, and if you don't freeform this pass, then there's a risk of the defender undercutting the throw for an easy interception. With freeform passing, Henry ensured that W's defenders never had a chance to make a play on the ball, and it led to tons of explosive plays throughout the entire game. Jumping ahead to the 4th quarter, Henry was sitting on a 35-20 lead and was looking to put the game away when he turned to setup number 2. The play is RPO read bubble in the formation gun bunch strong nasty, but he initially came out in the formation gun bunch offset. After recognizing that W was once again in man coverage, he audibled over to RPO read bubble, and with how quick the audible was, there was nothing W could do to adjust. Now, with a numbers advantage on the wide side of the field, Henry snapped the ball, and just like on all RPO read plays, he just had to hold down A on Xbox or X on PlayStation to hand the ball off to his running back. With the only unblocked defender pulled inside by the bubble screen, Henry sprinted outside and strutted across the goal line to officially send himself to the semifinals. In his semifinal matchup, Henry took on Gabagool, who was running maybe the most explosive offense of the entire tournament. With a minute and a half left in the 2nd quarter in a 7-7 game, Henry found himself facing a crucial 4th and 1, which is when he dialed up setup number 3. The play is double post in the formation gun bunch offset, and his adjustments were to put the middle bunch receiver on a streak, put the tight end on a drag, and block the running back. What makes this setup so powerful is that not only does Henry have 3 man-beating routes with the drag, the post, and the C route, but this setup is also a 1-play touchdown against cover 3, since the C route will hold down the cornerback if he's in an outside third. In this case, after the snap, Gabagool usered the tight end on the drag underneath, and while Henry could have hit his solo receiver on the C route to the outside, he came back to the man-beating post route over the middle and used a freeform pass to lead the ball inside just out of the defender's reach for the clutch 4th down conversion. Now, jumping ahead to the 3rd quarter, Henry faced another 4th and 1 situation, but this time he took a much different approach, leading us to key concept number 2, which is take your points. Madden players hate kicking field goals, but having the discipline to take your points and trust in your defense will without a doubt win you more games. Not only did kicking the field goal allow Henry to go up by 2 scores in the 2nd half, but he had been playing lights out defense all game long, so there was no reason for him to be overly aggressive on offense. Now, early in the 4th quarter, Henry found himself in a tough 3rd and 16 when he went with setup number 4. The play is mesh flat spot out of the formation gun bunch strong nasty, and his adjustments were to put the middle bunch bunch receiver on a streak, put the running back on a Texas route using the RB apprentice ability, motion over the tight end and put him on a flat route, and put the solo receiver on a streak. While Henry's goal was to read the corner route and Texas route and hit whichever one Gabagol's user didn't guard, he was able to freeform a deep ball to the solo receiver on the streak, and after a missed dive tackle, he took it all the way for a touchdown. The reason his receiver got so open is that in Madden 24, a new mechanic this year is that receivers have a higher chance of getting a super win animation against press man coverage where they'll instantly win and get separation off the line, and that's exactly what happened here. Henry knew there was a chance of his receiver getting the super win, so he kept his eyes downfield and delivered a perfect ball over the top to secure the huge touchdown and send himself on to the championship game. In the finals, Henry took on Dez, the number 2 ranked player in the world, who had just taken him down in dominating fashion in last year's Madden Bowl. With that defeat still vivid in his mind, Henry came out laser focused on his first drive with setup number 5. The play is verts halfback under in the formation gun bunch offset, and his only adjustment was to put his running back on an out route. This is one of the most powerful plays in Madden against zone coverage, and after the snap, he just had to go through his read progression. With the out route and crosser guarded, Henry turned to the right side of the field to read both wheel routes from the tight end and outside bunch receiver. With the safety on top of the tight end wheel route, Henry delivered a perfect strike to the outside wheel route, and with a little bit of stick work, he was able to take it all the way to the end zone for an early 7-0 lead. On Dez's following drive, Henry got Dez in a tough 2nd and 18 situation when he showed off one of the most underappreciated aspects of his game, leading us to key concept number 3, which is utilize your user. Dez is running verticals with his halfback on a streak, and like we just saw, this route combo absolutely destroys zone coverage. After the snap, Henry seemingly had to choose between guarding the running back on the streak or the middle bunch receiver on the crosser, and Dez planned on throwing to whichever one Henry didn't guard. But during the play, after initially looking like he was sprinting right to guard the running back, Henry uses the strafe button, which is the left trigger or L2, to immediately turn his hips back to the quarterback before sprinting straight upfield and directly into the passing lane for the crosser. Dez takes the bait, and Henry snatches it out of the air to take control of the game. While it looks easy in slow motion, in real time, it all happens in a split second, and that user skill is part of what makes Henry the best in the world. Now in the 4th quarter, even with a 20-0 lead, Henry wasn't slowing down when he turned to setup number 6. The play is PA bunch shot in the formation gun bunch strong nasty, and his adjustments were to put the solo receiver on a streak, put the running back on a wheel, block the tight end, and put the outside bunch receiver on a flat route. This is a simple zone beating concept, and typically with this route combo, the flat and drag will pull zone defenders apart, which will open up space to hit the running back on the wheel route. But because Dez brought his safeties down so far, Henry's streak from the solo receiver that was supposed to be a clear out route ended up getting open over the top, and with a freeform pass straight up, he was able to lead the ball in front of his receiver for the monster completion. Henry finished the game with a dominating 23-0 victory, and by claiming his unprecedented 6th championship belt, he can now officially call himself the greatest Madden player of all time. And if you want to see a breakdown of Henry's insane defense from this tournament, I just put up a new video in the film room for all premium members over at playbookprofessor.gg. It covers both his nickel 3-3 loop blitz setup and his $3-2 blitz setup, so if you're interested in that, the link is in the description below. Or if you're looking for help on offense, then check out this video right here where I break down the 20 new overpowered plays in Madden 24.